Welcome back to Good Things Utah, everyone. Does your hairline bother you? If so, there are things that can be done to lower that hairline and reduce forehead area.
Dr. Scott Thompson is a double board certified plastic surgeon and hair restoration specialist at Utah Facial Plastic, and is here to talk about options. And I always mention that Dr. Thompson is the person, how many years ago now? 13, 14 years ago.
We've known each other for a long time.
We've known each other a long time.
It's really exciting.
Well, I went in and said, I don't know, I've not done a lot with skincare, and we came up with a plan that here I'm still following all these years later, and thank you, because I love my skin.
Yeah, it has really been fun.
But today we're talking about hair.
Today we're talking about hair lines specifically.
Hair lines, what can you do if you're frustrated?
I'm excited to talk about this topic because I think it's something that a lot of people don't know anything about. It's not something that's discussed a lot, and it's called forehead reduction. And in facial aesthetics, we have different rules. One of them is called the rule of thirds. And basically what that means, and this is Sydney from our office, we basically can divide the face into thirds, the forehead, the nose segment, and the mouth and lip segment. And those should roughly be equal proportions. And if they are, then the face looks balanced. If they're not, the face looks a little bit out of balance.
So you're saying this is something that we all want to achieve, having an equal
Ideally, I mean, everybody's a little bit different, but ideally we have roughly a third in each of those categories.
Well, Dr. Thompson, this is something that's very interesting because I have always joked that I have a 5 head. We always laugh about it's not a 4 head, it's a 5 head, and I had no idea there was something.
And I do hear that
like
from patients, and it's typically females that I hear it from, and a lot of times they'll wear their hair in a certain way so that they don't show as much of their forehead. And there is a surgery that we do called forehead reduction where we literally can just remove a section of the forehead and lower the hairline, and it makes a dramatic difference. Yes,
so
you can lower the hairline.
So what's the difference between that surgery and maybe a hair transplant?
So you can also lower the hairline with a hair transplant, but it's much more difficult to achieve a thick hairline with a hair transplant, whereas with the hair reduction or the forehead reduction, we make an incision, remove some tissue, and then just move the forehead.
Look at some of these results.
And this is an example of one of our patients who came to me and said, I feel like my forehead is too prominent. So I did a surgery on her, lower the forehead or lower the hairline, and now you can just see. You can see those roughly third divisions of her face, and now look how much more balanced it looks.
Wow.
With less forehead tissue. And a lot of people don't even know this surgery even exists.
What's the recovery like?
The recovery is stitches for about 5 days. You get a bad headache for a day or two. It's actually a pretty easy recovery. There's a scar along her hairline that you don't see, but there is a fine line scar there, and it heals very well. And I really like doing this surgery. It makes a huge difference for patients, and universally, they're very, very happy when they come in afterward for their follow-ups.
How long has the surgery been around? We haven't even heard of this. Is this a newer surgery?
It's not newer, but it's just maybe a lesser known, a less common problem, so maybe that's why it's lesser known.
Wow.
And there are a lot of people that don't do it, but it really is a great surgery.
And this is something you specialize in?
This is something I specialize in, yes.
You do these all the time, and it's so subtle, Dr. Thompson. I had no idea. Like, I mean, it just barely takes I mean, how much of the forehead?
Sometimes it's as much as a couple of inches. I mean, it just depends on how much there is and also how much I can move the scalp forward, but it can be a pretty dramatic improvement.
We should mention everybody also at Utah Facial Plastics right now, they are celebrating Botox Cosmetic Day. So if that's a procedure, of course, that you want, that starts tomorrow. You can buy a $50 gift card and then you get a $50 gift card for free. They never expire. You can use those at Utah Facial Plastics. And then holiday gift purchases. Everyone's starting in December, 10% off. If there's someone in your life that needs a procedure or needs one of the products that they have there, don't forget to check that out in December at utahfacialplastics.com or go into their 2 locations.
10% definitely makes a difference. That's awesome.
Well, their products make a huge difference in your skin.
They do.
Dr. Thompson, thank you.
So
thank
much.
you for having me on.
All right. Well, thank you to Utah Facial Plastics for this sponsored segment.